You're going to talk to Jeff Bezos personally?
Yep. I got him on speed dial.
Oh, hold on, Nick. It was saying something about, it said something about call failed.
It's that time again. Time for the all-new Culture Cast, which begins right now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the all-new Culture Cast. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, great way
COVID
to
edition.
start. COVID edition, apparently. Um, no, not COVID, but just as a mess that is COVID. I'm Nick, and with me tonight I got Cuz, and
Hello.
this has been a episode that's been a long time coming.
A very special episode.
A very special episode in which we are going to talk about the DC Extended Universe. I think that's the unofficial name of it,
Yes.
and how much of a hot mess it's been, and what our plan is to fix it,
Hmm.
or how we would approach doing a DC cinematic world. So, um, yeah, I think we first kicked this idea around, cuz about a year ago when the Snyder Cut came out,
Hmm.
and we're like, and DC first was starting to show signs of, well, continued signs of they don't know what they want to do, and and this became even more renewed interest because of all the stuff that's going on with what's Zaslav? Is that his name?
David David Zaslav.
Zaslav, where he came in when Warner Brothers merged with Discovery and decided to make a lot of seemingly terrible decisions. And I don't mean DC in general, just like in life, just a lot of bad decisions.
You say bad decisions. I see it for what it is. This is a lumber liquidator. Everything must go.
You have a good way of putting it. Like a lot of people have been talking, at least in the forums that I frequent, the cancellation of the Batgirl movie.
Mhm.
And one, like, who cares? I mean, I was looking forward to Batgirl. It looked like it was going to be fun, but like, I'm more concerned about how he wants to like single-handedly destroy HBO Max, which,
Yeah.
in my opinion, is one of the best streaming services out there. And now it looks like it's going to be dismantled in favor of junk like 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, and I will say this: like when I heard all the news, because this is eventually going to happen through osmosis. Some companies are going to eat other companies to make bigger
Right.
companies, like the shit-eating bacteria that Hollywood is. But I was figuring, like in my head, I was imagining again because everybody copies Disney. They were just going to do like a HBO Discovery Plus bundle where you buy
Mm.
one streaming service, you get another streaming, or you'll pay this price, you'll get both streaming services. Like that's
I
kind of what I was thinking.
I was thinking they were going to combine the two, and like all the stuff that was on Discovery Plus would just be on HBO Max, and like Discovery Plus would be another hub, like they have like their hubs on
Yeah,
HBO Max. I mean, it would make sense. I mean,
yeah,
there there's what, like 7 million people subscribed to Discovery Plus, and like 90 million
yeah.
subscribed to HBO Max, but
Hey,
somehow Discovery Plus gets the edge.
yeah. Well, apparently size doesn't matter because they had the bigger checkbook. Um,
Apparently.
because I was looking forward to this merger because that would mean I could finally binge all my Ghost Adventures, all my Zach Bagans goodness. That was the only thing that was maybe tempting me to add another streaming service to my life, was just to watch Zach Bagans try to fight ghosts. That's it. But now I don't even know if that's ruined. That could be canceled. Or, but yeah, so they no, but I agree with you. HBO Max, I think, had like an edge because it was like there was a lot of good content on there.
Yeah,
And
and it was growing.
well, and they like, okay, so 2020 to 21, so the year 20 or 20 21 to 22, they're like, okay, all of our big theatrical releases, you're going to get them for the first 30 days they're in theaters, same day at HBO Max. I'm like, awesome.
Which
I don't
was
have to go.
controversial.
Controversial, yes. I can see why those hoity-toities in Hollywood were pissed off because we're not getting those theater bucks. But as the fat, sweaty neckbeard that I am, I was like, great. I can watch movies that I probably would. I'd feel embarrassed or bad about paying for, because I'll be honest, except for maybe like Dune, none of the movies that came out were like particularly like great films. Like, I enjoyed Godzilla vs. King Kong, but man, if I spent $20 for me and Megan to go see that, I probably, one, she'd hate me and would never do that. But two, I was like, it was okay. But at home, in the comfort of my own house, it was fine. It was great.
Yeah. I saw so many movies I would not have otherwise have seen because it came out. I watched that movie Remembrance. Remember that one with Hugh Jackman? Nobody does, but I do, and I watched it.
I saw a trailer for it. Apparently, it's a documentary of Florida in the modern day as it's underwater. I saw I think the only another movie that I saw we're reminiscing about a Hollywood product, so we're not paid by HBO Max, David Zaslav, or Zach Baggins to promote any of these products, but we are willing to sell out.
Yep. Well, please, David Zaslav doesn't want to give us money. He doesn't want to give anyone money.
I, for one, welcome our new corporate overlords. As a well-known internet personality, I can harness the masses to toil in your crypto caves. I was going to say, there's the one, again, that's what I was saying. A lot of the movies that they released were kind of so-so. I mean, there was that Denzel Washington cop movie with a pre-Morbin Jared Leto in it.
It's Morbin time. There, you forgot the best one of the batch, Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Oh my god, that's like, how did this get official release? This is like, it was like no big names at all. I think the only name I recognized was the guy who played Jimmy Olsen in Supergirl. That was it. How do you fuck up Mortal Kombat?
I remember liking that movie for what it was, but
I when I watched it, I was extremely hammered. But that may be why I enjoyed it.
But yeah, and there are other ones on there. Oh, of course, the big one that started was Wonder Woman 88 or 84, excuse me. But yeah, so it was a daring release strategy that I think paid off for HBO Max. And I found other shows on HBO Max I liked watching.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the animated series Regular Show. Mm-hmm. And then the creators of that came out with a new series called Close Enough. And that lasted 3 seasons. Of course, it's canceled now.
No, it's not just canceled, my friend. It's
been deplatformed.
It's been scrubbed from the internet. So I hope you enjoyed it while it lasted.
I did, yeah.
Where, like that, yeah, that's I guess we should briefly talk about that. How the fact it's not just canceling projects that were in the works. It's getting rid of shit you already made because apparently it's a tax write-off.
I don't get it. That makes no sense. I mean, it's already on the platform. Why delete it? I mean, is there some contract stuff that as long as it's on the platform, the creatives need get money? I don't know how that works, but
I mean, I will say this: it's animation, which from everything I've seen on YouTube, apparently animators get bent ass over backwards and get pennies for all their work that they put into. And I get it. They're saying, oh well, again, going to the tax write-off thing, but I'm like, did you really spend that much on these projects? I'll be honest, if anyone's going to spend a tax write-off, it's probably going to be Jeff Bezos with this that Lord of the Rings show, because no one's going to care about it, and that's probably way too much money for, again, a Lord of the Rings show. But these animated projects probably cost pennies compared in the grand scheme of things, and they were done. Most of them were finished. You could just say, hey, we're just not producing anymore. But instead, the whole that's just bizarre, and it also leads to, I think a lot of people were concerned, with all the streaming wars, eventually that content can just go away like that. And yeah, we're seeing it's like one of those things like, oh, no one's ever going to do that. And well, here we are. We're seeing it in practice.
And, it's not even stuff that like HBO Max doesn't own. Like Netflix, things come and go based on contracts that Netflix has with various studios.
Which makes sense.
That's the name of the game. But like they own it. They literally own it.
It was Close Enough was made for HBO Max. Yeah. Nowhere else.
And so I enjoyed that stuff. I enjoyed watching. I love that they had the DC hub. So I really enjoyed watching. What do you call it? There's a Batman animated series from about 10 years ago that no one remembers called Beware the Batman, and I progressively watched it over the past year or so. Just out of curiosity, and because everyone's like, "Oh, that's the bad one." I watched it. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's okay.
Was that the CGI one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was entertaining. So like I got to watch some of that. I mean, I really enjoyed. Like the user interface was great. My girls love Scooby-Doo, and they have a ton of Scooby-Doo stuff on there, which for now is still on there. We'll find out in a couple of months if it still is going to be. They also watched like a lot of Sesame Street stuff, although they're getting kind of out of Sesame Street right now. But like there's one animated series that was Sesame Street adjacent called Esme and Roy. That's gone. Luckily they haven't asked for to watch that in a while, that was another HBO Max original. So like I was looking forward to watching the new Scooby-Doo movie with them. That's gone.
Good. Yeah. It's truly again, it is truly like everything it is the attitude of everything must go, which it's kind of depressing when you think about it. Like the more you think about it, of like, I'll be honest, I kind of got depressed over a couple times. I was like, man, people could just do that. They could just say, yeah, we're getting rid of this. All your hard work gone forever. Not even like, oh, there's a way you can support it. It's like, nope, we're deleting it. We're scorching the earth. We're making sure. The one rumor I heard was that my buddy disputes this, but I disagree with him, which I believe because I think it's true, is that HBO Max was going to literally, or Warner Brothers was literally, I cannot speak. They were going to destroy any and all footage that was made for Batgirl. Like make sure that it's not just
that's the rumor.
Yeah, but given the way things are, that sounds about right.
I mean, I guess anything's possible. I mean, there's stuff to counter that, because I don't know, but to counter if they have, like the original Game of Thrones pilot, that they still have the footage for that. That didn't go to air. Like they had a different Daenerys and all of that.
Right. Yeah.
Apparently, that's still like held in their vault. Like they won't destroy it, but they're not going to do anything with it. Oh. I would be. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could see them holding onto the footage just for the sake of holding onto it, but then to permanently delete all of it, it's really weird. I don't get the reasoning for that. Vaulting it, sure, but whatever.
The reasoning is that way they could show to the IRS, guarantee that we will not ever make a penny off of this, which boils down to, I mean, I translate that as the phrase "a dick move." But yeah, so what was I gonna say? Yeah, corporate mergers suck. Or I shouldn't say that. Like, okay, let me rewind back because I know I'm a shill, but there's a part of me that's like, okay, well now I can watch all my content under one thing, but I also have to recognize that means that only one entity has control of all this various media, and there's no competition to create something better or something different. And it seems that now the main thing that spurred this conversation was they've said once again, we've got a 10-year plan for these movies, a 10-year plan for DC Comics movies on our theatrical I don't know if they're going to do any more HBO Max series, like
It's implied.
Peacemaker.
Well, I don't know, because it's implied that Peacemaker's still going forward for a second season, but
That might be it.
I mean, I know they still want to make a Black Canary movie, which I guess that's still in the works, surprisingly, but I don't know if that's Max exclusive or not.
They might up it up to a full theatrical. And I actually do have I will say this, I did write down a list of, again, in my manifesto, the first phase focused on their lists of, I have all their maybe movies that might still come out, all their upcoming movies that should be coming out, and movies that will never see the light of day unless you travel to the multiverse. But yeah, well, I'm surprised. The biggest surprise, I would say, and again, I'm not trying to disparage any Blue Beetle fans, but I'm surprised Blue Beetle survived the cut and not Batgirl, because anything Batman usually is like a guarantee. Like even those sweaty neckbeards that hate women, such as you and me, would probably
Speak for
still
yourself. I love women. They're better than men.
Yeah, you're just part of the matriarchy. No, yep. but they would probably still see a Batgirl movie because there's Michael Keaton's in it.
Right.
And I guess that would also imply that this could be like, the 89 Batman Returns, retroactively, this is part of that whole canon now, kind of like how
is it? Because J.K. Simmons is going to play Commissioner Gordon in that movie.
He's the son of the fat guy from the 89 Batman movies.
Then
or he lost a lot of weight.
He aged poorly, but well, okay, so this goes into a larger issue with the DC movies, and I swear to God, I saw this posted online, so this is not my original. This is not a Nick original, but was Man of Steel filmed on an Indian graveyard? Because this whole series of films have been plagued with issues from day one. The original rumor that with the upcoming Flash movie, if that ever comes out, is that Michael Keaton was ultimately going to be replacing Ben Affleck as Batman due to some multiverse shenanigans of some kind. Okay, fine. But because that movie got pushed back for reasons, they said, well, Batgirl can't come out yet because Michael Keaton's in that one. And that would make no sense. And I guess in addition, they brought Ben Affleck to film a scene as Bruce Wayne in Aquaman 2, when I guess originally it was what's his name? Michael Keaton doing that.
Oh,
so they flip-flopped all of that. So
I do want to say for the record, and there's no offense to Michael Keaton or the Keaton family. Michael Keaton is no spring chicken. He is 70. Ben Affleck is 50. You at least got a good 10 years before he's in the old folks home. Michael Keaton needs to just be, put him out to pasture, man. He's had a good long career. He can't be too. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be hilarious. Actually, I will say this: if you go back to the '89 Batman, because he's so fucking stiff, a fighting style of a 7-year-old man would probably be really stiff. So, it could work still, but I'm not seeing Michael Keaton doing fucking backflips in the air. Is all I'm saying.
Hey, I'm curious of the decision, other than nostalgia reasons. I could see it being a one-off, in the Flash movie. Okay, it goes to a different universe, fine. But to make him the main one, unless they're, I don't know. I don't know what they're planning on doing.
If I had to take a stab in the dark, and mainly because as I was kind of coming up with my own writing process, I was okay, I'm pulling from different versions of the Justice League that I've seen. They probably could go not in a not too dissimilar route to a Batman Beyond, where Bruce Wayne is older. He's he can't really fight as Batman, but he's got all that knowledge, so he's going to train. I guess in this case it'd be Barbara Gordon to be Batman, because he's got that knowledge. He's going to be the man in the chair. He's got the cool tech. So, which honestly is not a bad way to do that if you're going to have Michael Keaton be, Batman still. I know I used air quotes, but I mean, no one's seeing that because we're audio, but still.
Yeah. So I mean, I do wonder if they take on the mentor role, Batman Beyond role. I mean, that could be very much what they plan on doing. Which, I mean, it's not a bad way to go, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's interesting. It's what. Speaking of Batgirl, because that's been like the biggest controversy. It's interesting to see how Batgirl cancellation has been responding to it, and how the Snyder Cut fans have been responding to it as well. And this is just things I've observed. That one, the Snyder Cut people are super happy that Batgirl is canceled. Why? I don't know. They go on to continually say, like, yeah, the movie was terrible. That's why it was canceled. We need to believe what the studio's doing. We believe in them.
That's so weird.
I know they continue to go like, and then when it was revealed that the footage was like automatically taken away from the directors, like very, very quickly throws and locked up, and the directors were going to try to find a way to get the footage back, and they're saying no, the footage belongs to Warner Brothers. It doesn't belong to them, even though they're the director. It's not their property. And all I can think of, and also like if this other one, if anyone from the movie leaks images, they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Like, this is the things I've seen. And also, like, yeah, suck it, people. Ben Affleck's back. That means the Snyderverse is returning. So these are things I've observed.
Oh my god.
Here's my response to all that. One, when Snyder did the exact same thing, y'all were cheering for it. Snyder allegedly stole computer servers with his Justice League footage on it. Shouldn't Snyder have been prosecuted and arrested and thrown in jail? He wasn't, because on the end of the day, Warner Brothers ain't going to care. It's not worth the effort. The Snyderverse, I'm sorry, the DCEU and the Snyderverse, or the Hamadaverse, as people like to call it for reasons unknown. Walter Hamada is the producer.
I know, but
like they're the same thing. They're the same thing. It's like calling the MCU the Favreauverse, just because he had the first. What's that?
The Feigeverse.
Well, not even that. Like Jon Favreau was the first director of Iron Man. But he has very little to do with the day-to-day stuff now in the not important. But like, checks. I'm sorry, Zack Snyder is not coming back to do a DC movie anytime in the near future.
No.
The old regime got rid of him for a variety of reasons. One, that his movies underperformed and were critically low. Zaslav is all about the monies, and Zack Snyder wasn't bringing in the monies, so they're not going to bring Zack Snyder back to do his movies. In addition, where was I going with this? In addition, I forgot my thought. I had a really good thing going there, and then I just lost it.
You were kind of going on about the again the fanboy reaction, where it's very much pro the studios, given that the same voices that were that are now pro the studios are.
Yes, I remember what I was going to say. So the Snyder Cut, and the only reason the Snyder Cut existed or came out is because the pandemic hit and HBO Max needed original content for their streaming service. They pumped $70 million into finishing up the Snyder Cut. Allegedly.
For another 20 million, you could have had a whole Batgirl movie.
Well, here's the thing. The Snyder Cut, according to insiders, was again a disappointment. Maybe not. I haven't seen it, so maybe not critically. See, people seem to like that one, but like in terms of viewing numbers, it did not reach what HBO and Warner Brothers were hoping it would. So it was another disappointment. I bet you the reason the effect of the Snyder Cut underperforming probably was one of the catalysts for the reason why Zaslav doesn't want big, high budget films on HBO Max.
Okay.
Like Batgirl, like the Wonder Twins movie they were wanting to do before that got shit canned.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a nice list of movies that are never happening.
I guarantee you, and the Snyder people will not want to admit this, but I guarantee you that was a big factor. In addition to why the footage was quickly pulled away from the directors in like the dark of night, because they didn't want another Snyder to be stealing the footage and putting leaks out there.
Right. And people going like release the I don't know who the directors are. I know they've done work on the Miss Marvel show, but that's about it.
Release the Batgirl movie. It would just probably just be called that. But
yeah.
And what's even more hilarious, I really hate the Snyder fans. I got nothing against Zack Snyder himself. He seems like a perfectly nice guy. Everything I hear sounds like he's a really good dude. He just doesn't make very good movies. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
His fan base is toxic.
Yes.
But I lost my train of thought again. I get worked up over this, clearly.
You blacked out there for a second.
I blacked out. Well,
you
sucks.
Basically it sounds like to me, hearing your ranting and raving, that the Snyder fans not only are toxic but are very much hypocritical.
Yes.
And very much will sell out depending on what is they perceive as, I don't know, I guess the message, whatever agenda they're trying to push. I mean, because it's, again, very much like you can't argue that you're pro directors or pro artistic freedom when you have an artist film literally ripped away from them at the behest of a corporate master. Like, and again, you've been championing for the last 4 years? How many years has it been?
Came out in 2017.
Yeah, so the last 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah, you've been championing. We need this kind of this movie. It's going to be a more superior version of the movie, and it's. So you actually have not. Wait, I thought we talked about the Snyder Cut, did we? Or
no, we were talking about maybe doing a podcast on it.
Oh God,
we never scheduled it, and I just didn't. I haven't had the time or energy to watch.
I mean, watch it when you're like sick in bed because you're only 4 hours uninterrupted. I mean, it's a better version of the Joss Whedon take, but Joss Whedon did, as I kind of said to people, Joss Whedon did his job. He was told to cut down a 4.5 hour movie and make it 2.5 hours. And you know what? He did that. You still get the same general story. You're removing a lot of the details, which are fun and interesting, but you're still getting the same general movie.
Like, I don't blame Joss Whedon on the lackluster version of the Justice League, because you're exactly right. He was given marching orders to do this, refilm certain things, make more jokes, make it like the Avengers, and
Snyder's right.
Snyder's style and Wheaton's style are so very different that it's like you can't make it work.
Well, it's like editing Kubrick and Spielberg together in the same project.
Take that, AI.
Oh, oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that one.
Shots fired, bang, bang. But I remember what I was going to say now. What's funny is about all the people who are like, yeah, they're getting rid of all the old stuff. It's going to be the Snyderverse back. because there was someone who's trying to make a documentary about the DC films and wanted to use permission to use footage from Zack Snyder's Justice League. And the current regime of Warner Brothers said, no, there's only one version of Justice League, and that's the one that came out in 2017.
Oh.
So this documentary person was not allowed to use any footage from that.
Oh.
I'm going to laugh my ass off when the Snyder Cut is removed from HBO Max.
Oh my God, that'd be fucking great.
But you know that team will that group will still like justify like, well, it's on DVD now, so you don't need it on streaming. You don't need it. You don't need to see a movie in 3x4 because
it's more artistic, Nick. It's more artistic.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say the future of DC movies based on their last two releases is based on the pure star power of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. For Christ's sake, he's Black Adam and Crypto the Super Dog.
Right.
The man can do it all. Actually, I would not be surprised if like they just say, Dwayne, what do you want to do?
I guarantee that's the only reason Black Adam got created, because Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wanted to do it. They had a Shazam movie, which was actually pretty good. I liked the Shazam movie. And I guess Black Adam was supposed to be a part of that originally, but The Rock's like, no, you need to give Black Adam his due, his own movie. Like, but do you? Black Adam's such like a third-rate character. Nobody knows who he is. Which, granted, you can give him his own movie, but
I'm fine with it. Kind of, you know what it reminds me of? Reminds me of the Scorpion King. Do you remember the Scorpion King?
Yes.
Early Rock. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with him going full circle and just like, you know what? I'll make an anti-hero movie where like my bad guy's like not that bad of a guy.
It's like you're a bad guy, but you're not a bad guy.
I will say this so when I made my manifesto, I wrote down a lot of facts. One of the facts was, Shazam sits probably in the higher tier. I use the Metacritic scores. I know a lot of people have their own opinions, but Shazam's probably in the top 5. Let's see. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, top 5 of the last DCU movies that come up in the last 10 years. Like it's about 71 out of 100. Do you want to guess what number 1 is? None of them get higher than 80. None of them are higher than 80. Just so
Wonder
you know.
Woman?
Yep, Wonder Woman is at 76.
Yeah, that was like the first legitimately good of the DCEU era movie.
Well, it jumped up 30 points because you had. It's funny. It's like 55 out of 100, 44 out of 100, 40 out of 100, and then 76.
Wow.
Yeah, no. Even the movies I thought were pretty good, they're above 50. Let's say that. The ones I consider good DC movies, which are going in the direction that I like, they're not cracking 80s or 90s. We're still above 50.
Where does the Batman stand in all that?
According to Metacritic, 72 out of 100, which actually I was surprised by. I really thought it was higher. But yeah.
What about The Dark Knight Rises with Bane, where he goes like
because I am a toxic fanboy, I did not get to The Dark Knight Rises. I kept it. It was out of the list.
You son of a bitch.
Yep. I'm sorry. I failed the podcast. I'm retiring.
You failed at life.
Yeah.
So, where did Aquaman fall in all that? Because people seem to like that one. They made like $1 billion.
It did. Yeah, it's like that, and Joker made $1 billion.
Oh yeah, Joker.
Yeah. That is 55 out of 100. And Zack Snyder Justice League, 54 out of 100.
Oh, well, those reviews are paid off. Everyone knows that. They pay them off to make Disney and Marvel look good because they're biased against DC.
Yeah, or don't forget it was also
sucks.
Don't forget it was also bots that probably brought your movie to life, because did you hear that report where it was like the
Yeah.
vast majority of restore the Snyder Cut or like release the Snyder Cut were like bots. I'm like, that makes sense.
Going back to bashing the Snyder fans. I love it how they're like, Zack Snyder had a 5-film plan. Let him finish making that 5-film plan.
Yeah, so did
And then
Stalin.
and then in the same breath, they're like, the reason the movies weren't good is because Warner Brothers forced them to put Batman and forced them to race to a Justice League movie.
Yeah.
Pick a friggin' narrative. They both can't be true. Plus, Zack Snyder himself has said it was his idea to bring Batman into the Man of Steel sequel. So
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because everybody wants to play with Batman. But I will say, like, well, Snyder fans do suck. I actually was really okay. My one option, or the one, let me get my thoughts together. I was really looking forward to how DC movies were going because since 2019, technically Aquaman released late 2018, but it's close enough to it was like December of 18. So I'm going from like 19 till the present day, until the Batman release. They were I really enjoyed the movies for the most part. The ones I've seen, I've not seen all of them, but the ones I have seen, I enjoyed because they were more standalone. You had directors allowed to just be directors and just go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I like Birds of Prey. That was a fun one.
I have not seen Birds of Prey, so
it's on HBO Max for now.
For now, yes. I think that everything should be subtitled with "for now." But so where's it going? Director driven, standalone, character centric stories. They weren't just like chapters in a much bigger thing, which kind of separated it from Marvel.
Right.
Because like you've seen Aquaman. Have you seen Aquaman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie.
I don't remember.
Nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I like that one or didn't like it. It's one of those like that's a movie that happened.
It happened, but at least, man, is it? There's a lot of shit happening at once. Like they go to the center of the earth. They escape a giant swarm of piranha men. There's an octopus playing the drums. Everybody's hair is floating underwater. Willem Dafoe's in it. What more can you ask for? There's action sequences that actually look crisp and clean and aren't cut. They're actually, well choreographed where it's like the camera circling. That's neat.
James Wan knows how to use his camera.
He made that one scene in Malignant really fucking cool. So he just took that same strategy and just applied it to Aquaman.
Or he took the Aquaman strategy and applied it to Malignant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another one that came out on HBO Max.
The greatest movie of all time, which more people should be talking about because
we talked about it about a year ago.
We did. And it's still I think it may become a new Halloween tradition because that's like a perfect like bad movie. It's a perfect level of just like somebody cares enough about this, but it's so stupid. It is so stupid. Add Malignant to the DCEU.
Why not?
Sure.
Just have all these movies in the DCE. Even they make no sense to add them. Just add them all.
The Godfather's now in the DCEU.
Like it wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
So I do like how they were making their extended universe, but like all these movies took place in the same world, but they weren't dependent. If you didn't see this one, you won't understand this one. Kind of like how The Conjuring is doing their cinematic world. It's just here's a movie in this world. It may not count or be connected to anything, but oh look, there's a
ghost.
There's the nun, or there's Vera Farmiga, or I don't know their name.
Getting a paycheck. She's getting a paycheck. That's all that matters. But yeah, like because again, you had spliced in between, you had Joker and you had the Batman, which are two very much standalone. Like these are not movies that are going to connect to anything. And opinions aside, they're different enough from like anything else, and they're treated very, very adult. Like you're not going to see. as far as I know, nobody's selling the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker toys at Walmart, or I don't think they did. I hope to God
Probably
not.
not.
But like, it was interesting. Like, okay, I mean, you're copying, Martin Scorsese's greatest hits, but it was still interesting to watch. Like, oh guys, is that Todd Phillips? Is he breaking in?
Oh
Like,
no. I just for those of you who are listening to this, I just look back and Cuz thinks Todd Phillips is breaking in. Oh
I'm here
please,
for the.
Todd Phillips knows what he's doing. I'm curious to see what he's going to do with the second one with
This,
Lady Gaga
oh
as
my
Harley
God,
Quinn. It's going to be a musical.
I love it. You know what? I love it. I know a lot of people are shitposting it, but like, you know what? Go for it. This
Yep,
is what I'm talking about. This is
he's earned
true.
it.
Like, I think Mark. Okay, I'm going to go a little tangent. Mark Ruffalo said like something like Marvel, you're always going to get something different. Kinda. You're getting a variation on the same. You're getting a variation on like on the. You're getting a variation on the Big Mac. All right. DC. I mean, oh my God, pivot 180 from Martin Scorsese like copycat to a full-on musical. I'm down for it. Go for it. I want to see what you do. You've never done a musical before. Sure, why not, Todd Phillips? You're here for the gangbang. That's all I know you for. Apparently, side note. So whenever Todd Phillips shows up in his own movies with the Jufro, apparently that is a official character. So The Hangover, Old School. I don't know what else he showed up in. That connects the Todd Phillips cinematic universe.
Oh really? I
And,
didn't even realize he had a reoccurring character.
yeah, he's like I think it's like the creepy guy or something like that. He shows up in Old School at Owen Wilson's house like, I'm here for the gangbang. And then like in The Hangover, the first one, he's like in the elevator, like a woman's like, you could tell she just went down on him or something.
Now, I don't recall. I have to, since so long since I've seen
See,
those, I gotta check it out now.
this is why I
Is
can't.
he in Joker as well?
He should have been. That actually, I don't think he is, but because again, this is Todd Phillips being a serious director. I don't make just dick and fart comedies anymore. I make serious movies.
They're important. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you how important it is.
They're sending
You'll
a
know
message.
the importance of this movie.
But oh God, sorry. Getting off my Todd Phillips rant, but yeah, that because I will agree with you. I like Shazam. I like the Suicide Squad. I liked Peacemaker, which is surprising because I was like, that was kind of like, again, going into, I've described several times we're in the era of the weird superhero show or weird superhero movies because like, okay, we've gone through the big guys, now we're going for like bottom of the barrel, and it's like, oh, we can make a compelling story with a character that literally nobody heard of before James Gunn's like, yeah, I'm going to pick this guy. I made it interesting and compelling, and like, again, also kind of showed. Here's the other reason why Peacemaker kind of showed. I'm getting my analogy together. Nick, do you remember in the early 90s when Sega and Nintendo were going at it?
Yeah.
And it was like Sega does what Nintendo don't. Peacemaker was like, hey, we can do a 8-episode consistently 48 to 50-minute show that doesn't feel cheap, that doesn't feel like, oh, we're filming in a studio backlot. Like, no, feels like it's taking place in our cinematic universe, and it's no problem. Heck, they even got. Did you see the ending of Peacemaker?
I didn't watch Peacemaker, but I know that
yeah,
the Flash and Aquaman show up and stand-ins for the rest.
yeah, but it's still fun that they showed up. It's like, okay, cool, but yeah, compared to the Disney Plus stuff where it's like it's like a roll of the dice. Like, okay, how long is this episode going to be? It's either going to be 45 minutes or 22. Let's roll the dice, baby, and see how long it's going to be. And 7 minutes are going to be credits, pure credits that you can't skip. And it ups the length up, so you think you're getting like a 50-minute kind of like network television length TV show. It's like, no, you're getting like a 30-minute, like purely 30 minutes. And it's like the quality of it's like okay, but compared to the movies, like not quite as good. Like, so that's where I was like, okay, Peacemakers like showed promise for like, okay, here's what these DCEU HBO Max movies or shows could be, like on the equivalent of the movies, and actually feel like, yeah, they belong in this greater universe and can tell these side stories and still be fun and still be worthwhile to like. They can still be a worthwhile experience. But instead, they're apparently again the focus is on theatrical releases going forward. So,
which on one hand I do understand that logic if you want to keep them theatrical, but like at the expense of the rest of your streaming service.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like that's like trying to sabotage DVDs because you have a huge stock in like the survival of VHS. Like this is the way the future is going. Is everybody wants to stream. Nobody wants to leave their house to watch movies. I'll give you a perfectly good example. So, and again, this is kind of stupid. So, we watched the movie. Me and Megan rented the movie 1917 on Google. We paid money to watch this movie. But then earlier this week, I went to the library to return a book, and they have DVDs 1917 for free. I could have gone in my car, gone to the library, rented the movie from the library at no charge, brought it back home, popped it into my PlayStation 4, and then watched it on the TV, and then returned said movie to the library for free, or I pay a small fee, and I can sit on my couch through my remote, watch the movie at no additional hassle. And that's where it's going. It's like people don't want to deal with the physical. They want everything digital because that's where everything's going. It's very much a ass backwards mentality of like, I think that's what's most frustrating. It's like, you don't see where everything's going, where your competition's going. Your competition is focusing on the streaming. Like some of the best shows on television aren't on television anymore. They're on streaming. Like, you got Disney Plus with like The Mandalorian. Amazon Prime's got The Boys. Netflix has got Stranger Things and whatever the flavor of the week is. Like, that's where everything is going. And yet you're deciding, no, we're going back to basics, back to the theater. And it's like, have you been back to the theater since the pandemic? Like, I'll be honest, I've only gone to the theater a couple times and it's been okay experience, but I'm like, man, I kind of wish I just watched this at home. Because like there hasn't been anything that's like blown my mind where I'm like, oh man, I should have seen this on the big screen. I saw No Way Home and I was like, yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I mean, it was cool to see my Spider-Man, but nobody else got excited with me when fucking Andrew Garfield popped up. And when I tried clapping, Megan sat me down in my seat. So what's the point? If I
clapped.
If I can't even clap, what's the point, Nick? What's the point?
Wait, are you suggesting to me that all the internet video reactions to Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire coming up weren't real? That they were all staged?
No, I think these are people who I think the people who are going to clap are there at the Thursday night midnight screenings, and then nobody else shows up after that. You got moms and dads. You're just like, I gotta fucking drag my kids to see the stupid Spider-Man shit. That's it. Because I was ready to clap. And I was silenced by the crowd. Peer pressure got to me. Should have stood my ground. Damn.
Well, I don't know. We'll see if it pays off. Where do you think, just hypothetically, and before we get into like our plans, what do you think is going to be the next thing? Like, what do you think they're going to do? Like in terms of actual DC properties. Like, are they just going to go forward with like a lot of the current cast minus Ezra Miller? Are they going to just finish off the contracts with Gal Gadot and Aquaman guy, and then start with a new cinematic world, or are they going to continue with their pick up the pieces and try to pivot once again?
Fortunately for you, I wrote down everything that they're going to do.
Oh, well, there you go. Should it be called the DCPU, the DC Pivot Universe?
the DC DZ DCDZ Detective Comics David Zaslav universe.
The Zaslav verse. Oh my
this-
god.
oh,
We gotta get
oh.
that trending. The Zaslav verse.
Zaslav verse. God, that's so bad, but it works. So okay, so actually, I want to read these upcoming and the maybes, and then I actually got a theory about why Blue Beetle got saved. So
Okay. Is this your plan or is this just your theories?
no, this is just no. I'm going to start with just here's what's officially on the docket for the next several years. So this is what our asses can expect.
As of this date, the end of August 2022.
Yeah.
Because as we know, things change on a dime here.
Yep. Yeah, literally, everyone was still reeling for Batgirl before they decided to scrub the internet of several animated TV shows forever. And
we're not going to get our Urkel special.
Maybe you might. I think so. I think they're put. They also got rid of, I think, a couple of. Again, go back. Besides animated, they also got rid of a couple of their first run original movies. Like I think The Witches, which I never watched. And then there was a Seth Rogen thing where he was like,
he was
playing himself. Yeah, the Pickle.
Pickle Man or whatever it's called.
American Pickle. You can't watch it anywhere now. So, which I don't take that for what you will. But okay, so here's movies that are hopefully far enough in the pipeline that they will not get canceled, but anything's possible these days. So the soonest one that you and I could see potentially in the next couple months would be Black Adam. So that's the Rock movie.
Okay.
Shazam 2, possibly, because that's in 2023. So there's plenty of time for them to cancel that. The Blue Beetle, which in theory it should come on at HBO Max, but maybe they're going to bump it up to theatrical. Maybe. Aquaman 2 delayed to December 25 of 2023.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like 5 years since your last Aquaman movie. Like Jason Momoa, he's in good shape, but people don't stay in shape forever. That's all I'm saying. Possibly The Flash, despite Ezra Miller's best efforts, they certainly are trying to make sure that movie does not happen.
Oh my god, I can only imagine the Warner Brothers executive who's like, it's been about a year or two since Ezra had that issue with that woman overseas. I'm sure it's kind of blown over. Let me see what's in the news today. God damn it. And like a month later, well, maybe that stuff is blown over. Let me see what's in the news today. God damn it.
I'm thinking of like that scene in Airplane where the guy's like, the one guy's chain smoking and he's got the piles of cigarettes. That's what I'm thinking every time Ezra Miller news pops up. Like, and then we briefly mentioned this before, but Joker 2. At least it had a teaser announcement of Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga, which, you know what? I'm interested to see what that could look like.
Go on.
Here's our maybe movies, which, again, I don't know where they're at. They're probably either in production or pre-production. So we got Black Canary from The Birds of Prey. So that version of Black Canary. Static Shock, possibly. A Static Shock movie. There's a show based on the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, I thought that was going to go. Apparently that's still going ahead.
I guess so. Zatanna, a Zatanna movie. A third Wonder Woman movie, which that makes sense.
That'll happen.
And then there's also Matt Reeves's The Batman 2, which that makes sense. That movie
that's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
That first one did really well, and
these last two, I will say, because I got all my research from Wikipedia, as one does for the internet.
Source of all truth.
Yes, it is. So apparently there's an untitled Hour Man movie, which again, I talked about scraping the bottom of the barrel. That's scraping.
Yeah.
A guy who takes drugs in order to get powers for an hour. That's something.
Is that his power? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
are there different Hour Men?
I think so. I know it was like something like either. I thought it was either takes a pill or he's only got he can only activate his powers for like an hour, and then after that he's like you and me, soft and spongy.
Okay.
But
I
then
don't
he
know
takes a
about
pill.
that. I'm ripped like
If you're
like the white alien guys in Prometheus. That's
Yeah.
my body type. The engineers, my
Can you-
body, they use my body as a template. They scan me.
Can you for the CG for like the Photoshop cover of this episode? Could that just be it? The Prometheus photo in your head on top.
You know what? Done.
Perfect. Um, what was it? I was gonna say, if your hour man symptoms last longer than 4 hours, call a doctor. They're gonna make a Viagra joke in that movie. If that ever comes out, they're gonna make a Viagra joke. And then the last one is really interesting. A Blackhawks movie, which is like I only know
That's been in works for like a decade.
And on Wikipedia it says Spielberg's attached to it as director.
At one point he was. I don't know if he still is, but I know Spielberg. I remember hearing about that like 10 years ago, but who knows?
According to Wikipedia, he's still listed on there, so that's like. I was like, am I reading that right? Yeah, Steven Spielberg. And then there's a if you want to put on the I Will Remember You music, I've got the list of the canceled movies that we'll never see. Do you want me to go through them?
Real quickly, power through.
Okay. So besides Batgirl, we have the Batman starring Ben Affleck, Cyborg, Deathstroke, a Green Lantern, Harley Quinn versus the Joker, a Jared Leto Joker solo movie, several Justice League sequels, a Man of Steel sequel, a New Gods movie, a Black Manta solo movie, and of course we mentioned this before, the Wonder Twins, starring Archie from Riverdale.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's one of the movies movies we possibly might still be able to see, and movies that we'll never see the light of day. The Deathstroke one I'm surprised about because I think they were pretty far in that. I mean, they got the guy from True Blood, Joe Mariano.
Oh yeah, Mariano. The Flash Thompson from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, I mean I will say this: that is probably the best looking Deathstroke costume I've seen. Like compared to the Arrowverse, the Titans show, like that was a really good looking costume. It's a shame we only saw the
I don't remember how it looked. I like the Arrowverse one. I thought that one wasn't too bad.
It's not bad. None of the costumes for Deathstroke are bad. I mean, it's kind of hard to fuck up, orange and black mask and then body armor. Like, it's hard to mess that look up, but still, it was a good look. I thought it was a good look. But anyhow, that was the present. Present. It's time to look forward to the future, my friend.
What is that?
That's my David. That's how I imagine David Zaslav is in meetings. I've never heard the man talk, so I assume that's how he speaks.
Good enough for me. So do you want to go into what our plans are, or is that what you're suggesting, or did you have a theory of what they're actually going to do?
That's actually option number 3, the nuclear one. Sell everything for parts. Scrap everything HBO related, anything HBO owns, sell it to every other company, and basically become what Sega is today. They just develop, but they don't actually make anything or own anything of their own. That's the reason why there isn't a Sega Dreamcast 2. They just make games for other consoles, and that's probably going to be that's my nuclear option number 3.
You think that they're going to just do that nuclear option?
Oh yeah. Well, I heard something. Okay, and again, this isn't. I don't know if this related to everything, but I heard something like Apple TV Plus, which is a streaming service that you can't convince me to buy, no matter how hard they try.
Well, yeah, it's Ted Lasso. You gotta watch Ted Lasso. It's and Snoopy. You gotta watch Ted Lasso and Snoopy.
Apparently, my dad really likes. My dad likes Ted Lasso. He's seen it.
A lot of people do. I'm just I'm doing a bit.
I know, but I mean, even one good show can't convince me to buy a whole streaming service. I say that as I bought Disney Plus for The Mandalorian, so I'm just as bad as the Snyder fans.
But you didn't launch an internet campaign bullying a company to release The Mandalorian.
I could have. I probably should have. I can bully. Dave Filoni's on Twitter, right? We can bully Dave Filoni, can't we?
We at the All New Culture Cast do not condone bullying of Dave Filoni. Please don't do it. Cuz mate, I'm not.
he's gonna take his cowboy hat like Odd Job from 007 and fucking cut my head off.
Just wait another 5 years, and Dave Filoni will make something that everyone hates, and then everyone will start. Then the hashtag Fire Filoni will start trending. Just give it time. That's how this.
Let's.
How these things happen.
You know what? You know what? That sounds legitimate enough to be true.
I mean, I've heard people want to fire Kevin Feige because the Phase 4 movies aren't good or something, but I know it's just a bunch of neckbeard
yeah, no, Kevin
nerds
Feige,
who are like.
Kevin Feige may be I think he is like. I don't think he legit tries to make bad movies. I think his goal is like. He's good at making a good, solid, middle of the line movie. Nothing that's going to offend anybody. Solid. I mean, I enjoyed the Doctor.
Nothing that's going to offend anybody. What are you talking about? The internet boards are lit up about how evil and how woke all these new Disney movies are, or Marvel movies are, because it has women in it. Oh no!
These women. The She-Hulk's going. What about He-Hulk? Am I right? God damn. I actually do need. I will say this. Moon Knight was the last Disney Plus show I've watched. I have not seen the Miss Marvel or She-Hulk series as a recording.
Because you hate women. No,
probably.
I've only watched. The only Marvel series I watched was Falcon and Winter Soldier. I watched Loki. I watched What If.
What If was I still think What If was a nightmare. I was like, oh my god, this is like if somebody's doing an acting class, the difference between voice acting and live action acting is in the show What If, because Sebastian Stan is like, I think they just like caught him like in an elevator and told him to read his lines as fast as he could.
Probably. I have watched the first 2 episodes of She-Hulk, and I like it so far. It's fun. But, God forbid a show can be fun. It has to have muscly white men punching each other.
I appreciate that it's going full on with being, a lot of it. Okay, this is our MCU tangent, and then we'll get back to our 10-year plans. But I will say, I do appreciate that at least the show is selling itself as like, hey, I've seen clips where it's like, oh, we're a fourth wall breaking comedy, which is a lot of MCU stuff is like, oh, we're comedies. But it's like more in that comedy of like, oh, we're going to quip back and forth. Here it's like, okay, we're going to break the fourth wall and have like that's a different style of comedy versus just like quips.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I can appreciate that. They made an Edward Norton joke reference in like I think I saw somebody posted online. I was like, where she just looks at the camera and goes, ha, because she's like, okay, yeah, we know what they're talking about. We all know what you're talking about here.
People are actually making more of that than in the show. It's really subtle. Yeah. And she doesn't even look at the camera. She's just like, ha 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 ha, Bruce, you're so funny.
She looks towards the screen. I count that as a fourth wall break, but it works in context and it works as a fourth wall break, in my opinion. But
no, it doesn't. But in any way, so
10-year plan.
All right, so we were going to go into this.
Yep, I've got a full on 10 years, phase 1, 2, and 3.
Ooh, me too.
Okay.
So let's see. We're at. I might split this into 2 episodes because this is going to be a long one here. So I'm going to put. We're at 108. So we're going to at our next. Stay tuned next week, people, because we're going to come back and Cousin and I will start telling you how we would fix or do however we decide to do this homework assignment, the DC universe movies. So,
AKA how we warn a brother.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you then, folks.
Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to the all-new Culture Cast. Follow us on Twitter. Drop us an email at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We can't promise we'll read it. Theme music by Dana Vodovaz. Check out his work on YouTube at Vodovaz Music Productions. This has been a Saltwater production. Original material copyright 2022. Thanks for listening.
I will say the way I've written down, I got 3 options which kind of line up pretty much because I got the current state, my 10-year plan, and then the nuclear option, number 3.
All right. No, don't. No spoilers. No spoilers. So.
Okay.